Ever wondered if traveling the world has to cost a fortune? Spoiler alert, it doesn't. Let me take you on a journey through some of the cheapest travel destinations I've explored. Picture this: $2 meals in Vietnam that'll blow your mind, beachfront stays in Albania for under $20, and memories that will last a lifetime, all without breaking the bank. The real question is, how far can your money actually stretch? Well, I'm here to share exactly how I made it happen. And trust me, you'll want to stick around for the last destination because it's one you'll never expect. Ready to join me? Let's jump in. Vietnam. Let's start with one of my personal favorites, Vietnam. Let me just say, this place is everything. It's vibrant, it's lively, and it's ridiculously affordable. Take this bowl of pho, for example. It's rich, flavorful, and cost me just $2. Where else can you get a gourmet meal for the price of a coffee back home? But Vietnam isn't just about the food. I've been exploring bustling cities like Hanoi, floating on rivers in the Mekong Delta, and even braving the insane traffic on a motorbike. Transportation here is a budget traveler's dream. You can take a sleeper bus from Hanoi to Hue for under $10, or ride a train through the stunning countryside for about the same price. And let's talk about Ha Long Bay. Cruising through those limestone islands feels like something out of a movie, and it's totally doable on a budget. Vietnam is proof that you can have it all: adventure, culture, and amazing food without spending much. I'm already feeling like this trip is off to an epic start. Albania. Next, I hopped over to Albania, and honestly, I wasn't ready for how much I'd fall in love with this place. Let me set the scene for you. Turquoise beaches that rival any in the Mediterranean, rugged mountains that seem to stretch forever, and ancient towns where time feels like it stood still. All of that, and it's one of the cheapest countries in Europe. Driving along the Logara Pass, a winding mountain road with views that'll leave you speechless. I ended up in a tiny village, had a fresh seafood feast, grilled fish, mussels, and a crisp glass of local white wine for less than $10. Back at my guest house, I relaxed on the terrace overlooking the Ionian Sea, all for just $15 a night. It's moments like these that make you realize you don't need luxury resorts to feel like you're living the dream. Albania might just be Europe's best-kept secret. Cambodia. Then there's Cambodia. I'll admit, I've been dreaming about visiting Angkor Wat for years, and being here in person? It's beyond magical. Watching the sunrise over these ancient temples is something I'll never forget. Yes, the $37 entrance fee is a bit pricey, but here's the thing. Everything else in Cambodia is ridiculously cheap. I've been eating like a queen for less than $5 a day. Think sizzling plates of beef lok lak, fragrant curries, and fresh tropical fruit. Beyond Angkor Wat, Cambodia has so much to offer. I spent a few days in Kampot, a charming riverside town where I stayed in a bungalow for $10 a night. And the islands, oh my gosh, the islands. Koh Rong feels like a hidden paradise with its white sand beaches and crystal clear water. I rented a hammock for the day for less than $2 and just soaked in the beauty. Cambodia is the kind of place that reminds you why you fell in love with travel in the first place. Georgia. Next on the list, Georgia. This country has completely stolen my heart. From the warm hospitality of its people to the jaw-dropping landscapes, I feel like I'm walking through a dream. Georgia is an outdoor lover's paradise. I've been hiking through the Kazbegi region, where snow-capped peaks tower over tiny villages. The air here feels so fresh, and the trails are practically empty. Just me, the mountains, and the occasional friendly shepherd. And let's talk food! The Georgians know how to eat. For just $3, I've been feasting on khachapuri, cheese-filled bread, and kinkali, juicy dumplings. And don't even get me started on the wine. Did you know Georgia is the birthplace of wine? It's true. A glass of homemade wine here costs less than $1, and it's some of the best I've ever had. This country might not be on everyone's radar, but trust me, it should be on yours. Bolivia. Bolivia is unlike any place I've ever been. Standing here on the Salar de Uyuni, it feels like I'm on another planet. The salt flats stretch out endlessly, creating this surreal mirror effect that's perfect for those fun perspective shots. I joined a 3-day tour of the salt flats for just $120, and it included food, transportation, and accommodations. That's a steal for an experience in this epic country. But Bolivia isn't just about the salt flats. La Paz, with its crazy cable car system and colorful markets, has a charm all its own. And Lake Titicaca, the highest navigable lake in the world, is stunning. I spent a whole afternoon hiking along its shores, enjoying the views and spending less than $10 for the entire day. Bolivia is a reminder that you don't need a huge budget to have big adventures. Sri Lanka. Next up, Sri Lanka, a country that feels like a peaceful dream. I found a different kind of peace here, especially in Ella. Hiking through the tea plantations, everything feels calm, green, and untouched by time. The fresh air, the lush landscapes, this place is a nature lover's paradise. One of the highlights of my trip was taking a 50-cent train ride from Kandy to Ella. It's called one of the most scenic train journeys in the world. And let me tell you, it did not disappoint. The train cuts through valleys and tea fields, offering views that are simply mesmerizing. And the best part? I didn't break the bank while getting there. Sri Lanka isn't just about the scenery, though. I've been eating delicious curry for just $2, and the hospitality here is unmatched. I've been staying in guest houses that cost just $10 a night, and every day, I'm amazed by how affordable this beautiful island is. Sri Lanka is quickly becoming one of my favorite destinations. Nepal. Then there's Nepal, a place I've always dreamed of visiting. Kathmandu is so vibrant, with its ancient temples, colorful prayer flags, and streets filled with life. But it's the mountains that really take your breath away. The Himalayas are like nothing else on Earth. I've been trekking in the foothills, where the air is crisp and the views are jaw-dropping. Best part? The cost. I've been trekking for under $20 a day, including meals and cozy mountain lodges. What really makes Nepal stand out is the kindness of the people. Everywhere I go, whether I'm in the bustling streets of Kathmandu or the quiet mountain villages, I'm greeted with warm smiles and a cup of masala chai. The hospitality here is like no other, and it's a big reason why I've fallen so hard for this country. Morocco. Morocco is a whole different world. The moment you step into Marrakesh, it feels like you're in a storybook. The souks are filled with vibrant colors. The air smells of spices, and the energy of the place is electric. I had a delicious tagine for just $4, and the mint tea? Endless. Staying in a traditional riad, a Moroccan guest house, was only $15 a night, and it was like stepping into an oasis. I spent my mornings sipping tea in the courtyard, listening to the birds sing, and my afternoons wandering the narrow streets, discovering new treasures. Morocco feels like an adventure for the senses, and you can experience all of it without spending a fortune. Guatemala. Finally, let's talk about Guatemala. Specifically, the town of San Pedro La Laguna on Lake Atitlan. This place feels like paradise. The lake is surrounded by towering volcanoes, and the villages around it feel like something out of a dream. For just $5, I rented a kayak and spent the morning paddling across the lake, soaking in the serenity of it all. For lunch, I had pupusas, cheesy, savory, and absolutely delicious, for less than $2. The best part? The people. Everyone I've met here has been so welcoming, and you can feel the pride they have in their culture. Guatemala is one of those places where you feel like you belong, no matter where you're from. Thank you for coming along on my journey with me. Which of these budget destinations surprised you? Let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear. And if you want to keep following my travel adventures, ensure to watch the video on screen next. Happy travels!